do it. Special early episode. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah. Riffin with Griffin. I tried. You know, I'm still a little under the weather. I don't know if it's allergies. I got some medication. Eventually, I'm going to have to go to the ears, nose, and throat guy. It's really annoying. But we're here. We're back. Today's episode, full on review episode. I saw a lot of stuff, so welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. Ballerina, The Last Working Man, Andor, MurderBot, Riffin with Griffin. Wow, that sucks, man. I'm telling you. Excuse me, I've been struggling through shows, and I canceled some shows, and now I'm just struggling, you know. Oh, look at that. Look how this, you can't see the, you couldn't see my thermos. That's funny. But anyways, welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. I am here. I'm doing the episode early because I couldn't do the episode last week, and then I'm leaving out of town tomorrow, so I can't do the episode on Wednesday. So I say, you know what? Let me do the episode early right now. You know how we do. Please subscribe to the show so you can know when I'm going live and all that good stuff. So make sure you hit me on Twitch. I'm apologize early for the coughs and the sniffles. Let's do a drinking game when I cough, or if you hear some nose stuff. Go ahead and take a drink. But anyways, I'm on Twitch, so hit me up on there. You know, we doing Twitch always. I'm still playing Call of Duty. I might try this new game. Well, not new game, but Splitgate 2 because it got a BR. But I'm sure it's trash. And my Patreon people, I appreciate you guys for sticking through and supporting me. I'm going out. I'm gonna be with Matt Rife tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday. So maybe I'll do some behind the scenes with him just for Patreon. So come check that out, okay? But thanks again for being here, supporting the show, all you audio guys. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, you know. All the people that, you know, well, man, geez, you know, truck drivers. I don't know how long. I hope the truck drivers out there don't lose their jobs, man. But if we being honest about it, it's not looking strong, man. You know, they already got the Waymo driving around L.A. I mean, it's just like you don't really hear about any incidents with it. It's just, today I saw a Waymo when I was coming home from the airport, and it was like a little kid in the front seat and the parents in the back seat. I was like, oh, wow. And with nobody driving, and they were just on their phones. Nobody cares. I was like, damn. That's what they're going to try to do for truck drivers. There's like 3 million truck drivers right now. So they're already like, okay. I think they're going to I guess they're going to have to put all their money in some sort of air support. I was just thinking about that, like, if you have a truck, if something happens, they got to be able to get there quick. So there's probably going to be some, like, truck station air support thing where the helicopter fucking flies in there and fixes that thing. I don't know. We'll see. But I hope you keep your jobs. But if I was a truck driver right now, I would start looking into something else, a different field. Just to, like, you take a little trade school or something just to anticipate what's about to happen. Because I think they're just going to do it, and they're not even going to care. They're going to give everybody their notice and be like, bye. Like, if we had to ask, like, what does the average truck driver make, So if there's 3 million truck drivers, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to the AI and see what the AI says on this. Let's see what the AI says, baby. Okay, What is the average salary of a truck driver? Okay. Let's see what the AI does. Let's see what Gemini says. So an average, they're making like $60,000. That's the high end, okay? $60,000 per year. Okay, let's ask the AI this. If driverless trucks take over, what do you think the overall savings, let's see, savings will be for companies annually? You know? Whew. Wow. Let's see what it says. Let's see what it says, man. Wow, let's see. It says overall estimate savings $85 billion to $125 billion annually for the U.S. trucking industry. Wow. I mean, wow. So, man. Whew, boy, that's, man, you know, that's where I'd rather have the Terminator. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if, you know, the worst version of Hollywood movies is always the AI takes over and they kill us all, or, you know, whatever they do. I think the real world version of it is it's just as bad. It's where all of the jobs are gone. I told y'all how I went into that Carl's Jr. and it was AI. And then the guy said, now they only have to have 2 people working in there. It's like, I remember I was talking about this, about the, Gavin Newsom passed that law where fast food workers have to make $20 an hour now. And it was a whole thing. And I felt like that was just a scam for I felt like he was in cahoots with the fast food industry as a way to raise prices. So now they're raising prices and they're getting rid of their workers that they're supposed to pay $20 an hour. So what's happening? It's crazy. Joe Hill. Oh, wow. This guy put listen, if you're going to super chat $10, you're going to ask the question, hey, Griff, what do you see the Pistons doing next season? Oh, I think I think the Pistons are on the same track as OKC, the Pacers, all the Houston Rockets, just these young ascending teams with like a lot of role players, a couple of good stars. That's the future of the NBA. Pistons are going to be great. I think two or 3 years, Pistons will be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, I want to talk about the NBA Finals, but I'm going to wait till next week because I'm just doing all reviews today. But, you know, I'm just catching up right now. Well, I guess we could catch up right now too, you know. But anyways, you know, the truck drivers, I hope y'all doing okay. A shout out to you guys for what you do. NBA Finals is fantastic, huh? Pacers lost today, but I figured they would. They still kept it relatively it felt like, they still had a chance, but I didn't think they were going to win. Pacers have to win Game 3. They have to win Game 3. If they win Game 3, they have a legit shot to win this series. But I think if OKC wins Game 3, maybe they'll get in one more and that'll be it. You know what I mean? I don't know. But, you know, it's great. I love that Indiana won. I should have put money on it. You know, 2 weeks ago, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to put some money on Indiana to go to the championship and win. It's going to be a parlay bet, you know? I should have done that. Ugh. Anyways. Somebody said the Industrial Revolution is happening. It sure is. This is a new revolution that's going on right now, and it's we're all going to lose. So we'll see, man. We will see. I mean, you know, it's just like even in movie business and editors and all that stuff that's being taken away, and like, you know, it's like, you know, the CGI is on a whole other level right now, and it's like all this fake videos that are out right now. It's just like, man, we got to embrace it, though. We got to embrace it. All right, guys. What else is going on? I was I was in Kentucky this past weekend. Shout out to everybody in Kentucky. Comedy off Broadway. That was like really great. Thanks for coming out, you guys. I got some other shows coming up. If you're in the San Diego area, Escondido specifically, I'm going to be at the Grand Comedy Club this weekend. Just the 13th and 14th, Friday, Saturday, so come check me out there. Looking for that. And then, listen, July 2nd, I'm going to be at Flappers in Burbank. Erik and friends. I'm still working on the lineup, but come on out. And then I'm going to be at Nate Jackson's Comedy Club in July in Tacoma, the 11th through the 13th. Then I got some other shows with Matt Rife, and I'm going to be in some other places. Go to ericgriffin.com for all that good stuff. Wait, let's go to our comments. I haven't checked the comments in a while. Let's see what's going on. There's always something trolly going on with the comments. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Somebody said, Sasha Fox said, I'm obsessed with Griffin's laugh, so hearty, like his appetite. I mean, if you're going to do a fat joke, that's how you do it, y'all. Okay? Let's see. Let's see here. Somebody said, Eric, you should go to This Is Important. They are missing one member. Well, I mean, that's their thing. And they decided a long time ago they're not going to have any guests, you know? So it is what it is. Love those guys. They actually got a cruise. The This Is Important cruise is coming up with the Workaholics boys. It's going to be like jamming, goddamn Comedy Jam's going to be on it. Adam Ray, I'm going to be there. So, you know, if you're into like going on cruises and meeting some people like that, that's a good one. All right. Then somebody said Diddy should have donated to Trump. Somebody said, Griffin, can we get a verdict and breakdown on The Last of Us? I'm not ready to talk about Last of Us yet. Let's wait and see what happens at the end of the season because there was so much drama. Man, the Diddy trial's crazy, right? I don't really, at this point now, I don't know what's going to happen. I just don't I don't want to go all in on this because I've talked about it so much, but you know what I don't understand about the Diddy trial? How can the prosecution just put somebody on the stands, one person on the stands, that's giving like one account of something, right? And there doesn't seem to be any corroborating evidence or other witnesses, you know? It's like, Kid Cudi goes on the stand, right? And I'm not sure if they had anybody else. Maybe the assistant said something about this, maybe. But still, it's like if you're going to have Kid Cudi's testimony, and he's saying, well, this guy torched my car. This guy did this and that. You would think that you would need to have at least two other people to come on the stands and be like, yeah, I saw it. Yeah, you know, to just have some corroborating evidence. It seems to me that people are just going on the stand and they're just saying their thing. Hey, this is what I think happened. And they're trying to like conflate that all these things are the same thing. But they're not necessarily showing evidence of these individual things. So I don't know what's going to happen. They're going for a mistrial again. They're asking for another mistrial. Who knows if they're going to get it or not? I mean, I just think that beating video is so damning that no matter what, you know what I mean? It's like, it's almost like we may not get, it's like we're going to get you on this stuff because of that beating video. Like, you know what I mean? I can see the jury being like that. Who knows if this jury's biased or not, or maybe they're going to get sick of all this 6-week trial, 8-week trial. They're going to be in there like, I can see this happening in the jury room. Somebody being like, well, you know, they don't have no evidence. This is all hearsay. But then someone's going to be like, yeah, but he beat her down in the hallway. So let's just guilty. You know what I mean? I think that's what they're banking on. Just the psychology of the people inside the room, you know? Whew. All right. Let me see what else we got. Somebody said every lawyer online agreed Diddy is cooked, but somehow people hear stuff and decide much didn't happen and he'll walk out of jail. I don't get it. I don't agree with this guy. Not every lawyer is saying that at all. Actually, it's a lot of mixed reviews. What I see is a lot of people who have already decided what it is, and then they just are putting their own bias on it. But there's other people who are kind of like, there's other lawyers who are like, I don't know if they're proving their case, is what I'm saying. Like he could be guilty, but you have to prove that in court. And what I'm saying is, I don't know if they're making their case, but we'll see. There's so much, like every day is something new where you're like, oh my God. So we'll see. This is a crazy case, right? All right. Anyways, thanks for the comments. Appreciate that. I want to do a real world advice from a grown ass man. I think I might do that next week. But anyway, let's get into it. So first thing I want to talk about, review I want to get you guys with is MurderBot. It's on, it's a series on Apple TV. It stars Alexander Skarsgård. I love that guy. He's just, something about him, man. It's a great actor. Okay, great actor. Okay, and this is a great series. Okay, I don't know if anybody's watched it or if anybody's watching it, but it is on Apple TV. He's this sort of like android robot AI, but he's got a synthetic body, and the first episode he hacks. He's been working on it, and he hacks his like command codes or whatever you call it. And he's rogue now. So he's like, but he's with these like nerdy scientists, these like really naive scientists, and he's their protector. But he's actually can kill them all if he wants to, And he names himself MurderBot. It's dark, it's funny, right? It's very sciencey. I think people are giving really great performances. But here is my biggest issue with this show. This is my biggest issue with this show, y'all. This shit is too short. It's only like half-hour episodes. So because it's on Apple TV, there's no commercials, right? So it'll be like a 17-minute episode. And like you just getting into it and it just goes blank and it's like the credits. And I'm like, what? I don't like it. It actually, to me, takes away from the show because then you got to wait a week for this like 17-minute episode. So, I mean, I would say right now they're on like episode 6 or 7 or something like that. So if you're hearing this now and you're considering watching the show, I want you to wait like 5 weeks when the season 1 is done so you can binge watch the whole thing because it's very upsetting how short, you know what I mean? Back to how short the episodes are. That's my biggest issue with it. I'm like, what's going on with this? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's, but again, I still think it's a great show. And I think, like I say, I really like how dark and funny it is. But, take a drink. I just coughed again. And the performances are great, but I don't know, y'all. I will say this, guys. We got some new sponsors of the show, and I want to get into that right now real quick. Magic Mind. I don't know if you guys have heard of Magic Mind, but listen, man, I love this stuff, okay? It's a caffeine shot that you'll get super focused. You get focused with it, I use it all the time. I got 3 boxes, and they got 3 different styles. Some people rely on caffeine. I do. I drink coffee every single day. But sometimes I just can take this. It's like, it's a good booster of energy. I've tried all the Magic Minds. There's 3 of them. Okay, they got the Max. They got the, what's it called? They got the Max. They got the regular one. And I like the Max, actually. I've tried all of them because especially on podcast days, like when I'm going to the golden hour, boom, I hit my Magic Mind. As I get older, you get a little brain fog, and this stuff is good for that. People that got mental fog and stuff like this. I swear by this stuff. It really sharpens you up. It's healthier than any other type of like any energy drink and stuff like that. So, I highly recommend this, man, because I actually use it. I actually use it, and I love it. Not just saying it. I was using it before I even got this. I've been using it forever. The dude that owns the company he's a great dude. I highly recommend Magic Mind. Right now, Magic Mind is doing a limited time launch offer. Guys, just try it. 60% off your subscription with the link right there or the code. It's magicmind.com/RWGriffin60. RWG Riffin 60. RFFING 60. Okay? Or you can use code RWGRIFFIN 60. Okay? It's on the screen. It's in the description. I need you guys to check it out. That's huge, and there's zero risk because the offer is 100% money back guarantee, no questions asked. So if you're drowning in to-dos, running on fumes, or you just want to finally feel clear and focused again, this is your sign. Try Magic Mind. Cancel anytime. Full refund if it's not your vibe. Act fast. This offer won't last. Try it, y'all. Magic Mind. Another great sponsor of the show is Hims. Sometimes you get a little older and sometimes it's not working properly the way you want it to. And it gets you down. I get it. Some of y'all out there listening right now, you got a little ED problems. You're just messing with your confidence. You got to get Hims. All right. For me, if you're dealing with it and it can be uncomfortable, I get this. Which is why Hims provides access to comfortable solutions with an online process and personalized treatment options. Hims is changing men's health by providing you with access to affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your couch. All right? Hims provides access to a range of doctor-trusted ED treatments like chewable tablets, Viagra, Cialis, and their generics for up to 95% less. All right, guys, start your free online visit today at hims.com/Griffin. That's HIMS.com/Griffin for your personalized ED treatment options. hims.com/Griffin. The featured products include compound products which are not approved nor verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. Prices varies based on product and subscription plan. Hims. Thanks for supporting the show. Okay, guys. Let's see what else we got here. So, like I say, MurderBot. I recommend it. You know what I mean? I do recommend it, but it's a little bit it's just not long enough. Okay, so this past weekend I saw Ballerina, man. I saw Ballerina. Wait, let me look this up. I got to get the thing on the screen for myself. Here it is. So it's from the JWCU, the John Wick Cinematic Universe. I got to tell you, if you like John Wick, okay, and I love John Wick. You know what? Can we talk about John Wick for a second? I don't know if everybody likes John Wick. I don't know if girls like John Wick. That's our thing. That's our jam, John Wick. But the thing that people don't realize, John Wick is actually a beautiful story. The original John Wick that started the whole universe. The best kind of movies is when you have the baseline of great characters that are going through some conflict, that are going through something emotional, and then you layer that. If you have that foundation, and then you can put anything on it. Kung Fu, zombies, space, whatever nonsense is out there, if you can add, but you got to have the foundation of something beautiful. And John Wick is. Just think about what John Wick is. John Wick is the most feared hitman. He's brutal. He's efficient. He has no emotions. He's professional when he's doing his job. They call him the boogeyman. He finds a way to escape this world by doing some horrific acts. And he gets out so he could be with the love of his life. The love of his life tragically gets an illness and dies. John Wick, in his mind, blames himself. He thinks he doesn't deserve happiness because of all the evils that he has done, all the murdering, everything that he has done, no, the immoral life that he has lived, even though it has honor. He feels he doesn't deserve this woman, and the universe took her away. In her last act of love, because she knows how he is, she sends him a beautiful letter and a dog and tells him, remember to live. Use this. She sent this dog so he can remember to love again. And even though it's not his wife, he attaches all those feelings and emotions. He's like, all right, I can rebuild myself again since my wife died, and I'm going to do it with this dog. So the only two things he loves that he has left is his dog and his car. While he's getting gas, a stupid henchman mobster's son sees the car and wants the car. John Wick's like, nah, you can't have my car. They find out where he lives, and they steal his car, and they kill his dog. John Wick is now, that dog represented this life that he was trying to live. And they brought him back in, and the boogeyman arises again, and he goes for vengeance. I mean, beautiful stuff, man. You know what I mean? It's a great story. Like, honestly, it's a great story. Now, that being said, there's 4 movies. You know, not all the movies were great, but Keanu Reeves is so good as John Wick, and the universe is established so well that I'm on board with whatever, okay? So they made this Ballerina movie, and you know, in the John Wick universe, he was a part of that, that Russian, you know, ballerina school, but they were really training women to be, you know, hitmen. So cut to now, this is like coinciding with, I believe, the 3rd movie, Parabellum or whatever that was. So they got this girl, Ana de Armas. First of all, she fine as hell and a fantastic actress, y'all. I mean, look at her. I don't even know what to say. Girl fine, okay? You know what? If you're watching the podcast right now, let's just take a moment and just look at her. She's fine as hell. Anyway, so she's okay. So they established the world. I mean, this is kind of, I guess it's a little bit of spoilers, but not really. You know, it is what it is. You know, it's like, and the log line of the movie is an assassin trained in the traditions of the Ruska Roma organization sets out to seek revenge after her father's death. I mean, that's in the log line. So they open the show up great. Obviously, the dad, and she's a little girl, and there's the great John Wick fight scene right off the top, man. You know, with this guy, I forgot the guy's name, but you know, it's just great fighting, and you know, then like the girl ends up with, you know, the John Wick people. You know what I mean? From the Continental guy, Winston, you know, gets the girl, takes her to the Ruska Roma, and then she trains as a hit woman. Okay, now the nonsense violence in this movie is exactly what you want it to be. It's full on John Wick, machete to the head, flamethrowers. It's great. All right, I love all that. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that right now. I love all that stuff. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you what I really like about this movie, just to be like a little meta about it. Okay, a lot of times when you're gonna have a girl be like an assassin, a hitman, you gotta establish in the world that, like, you know, it's like in the Mission Impossible universe, you know, this is the IMF force. They're highly trained, and we suspend our disbelief and go, yeah, this girl can do this stuff. I really like how they set this up in Ballerina. There's a great, like, in a training fight scene where she's fighting this big man, you know? And she's like, he's stronger than me. And the trainer, like, gives her this speech. Excuse me. Oh, fuck, I hate this cough. I'm so sorry, everyone. But the point is, the way they set it up, you're in. Like, you believe her. You know what I mean? Like, you believe that, all right, she can do these things that she's doing. And I really like that they let her. This is something I love about Jackie Chan movies. Like, Jackie Chan, unlike Bruce Lee, he gets beat up. There's something about that makes that character vulnerable. This chick gets her ass beat a lot in this movie. You know? It's it's great choreography, you know? So you really think, you know, like, she gets beat up enough where you're like, okay, it's not like they're acting like she's Superwoman. She's just well-trained. She's been training since she was 7. You know what I mean? So, and my point I'm just trying to make is I really enjoyed how they set that up in the storytelling to help us suspend our disbelief that this fine-ass little chick is beating up all these people. And I think that they did that great. So I really enjoyed that. So I thought the setup for the movie was great. I thought the John Wick cameo was perfect. You know what I mean? Like, you get enough John Wick where you're like, all right, cool. And then the ending set up for so now we can follow this chick for 5 movies if we want to, was great. Now, overall, I thought the story was a little muddled. You know, I thought they rushed through some things. I think there was so much to explain that they didn't get to everything. But the action, the violence, her performance, she's so captivating on screen that I thought it worked, okay? This movie's never going to win an Oscar or anything like that. But I think it's totally worth seeing. I'm totally invested in what's going to happen next. And, you know, I totally give this 5 woo-woos if I can do it. I can't do it. Just, it gets 5 woo-woos. So I want you guys to, you know. And I have on my Letterboxd account, on my Letterboxd profile, I also wrote a review there. So good stuff, man. Good stuff. Okay. Next movie I want to talk about, I just saw it today on a plane. And it is called The Working Man. Okay? It's called The Working Man, and it stars Jason Statham. Okay, did I say his name right? I always say his name wrong. Jason Statham. Let me tell you something about Jason Statham, y'all. I love this dude. And I don't care what movie, I don't care what it is, I'm going to watch his movies. Because they are consistently good. Like, they're not great. You know what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing new happening in this movie. It's a regular ass Jason Statham. He's an ex-military guy, and some people messed with somebody he loves, and he got to go fuck them up. That's every movie he does. Like, literally every movie Jason Statham has made in the last 10 years, whereas he's the star of the movie, he's an ex something or other, he's in a different job, they mess with somebody he loves, and he got to go kill everybody. It's always that, and he always delivers. Like, I don't know. This dude, you know what? Jason Statham is the most underrated action hero of our generation, I think. You know? I don't think you even name him when you're thinking about action hero guys. I don't know if he comes in the top 5 or maybe you even forget him. But this dude, I'm telling you, he always delivers. You know what I'm saying? This dude, like, it's so crazy. I know exactly what's going to happen in this movie, okay? You know what I mean? It's like, you know, he's working at a place. Some people come and harass his workers. He beats their ass. And then, like, something happens. Somebody gets, kidnapped or something. And then he's like, I'll get her back. You know what I mean? And then like what he does to go do it, you're just on board. I can't explain it. Okay, I really can't explain it because the beekeeper, this one, the working man. Like, let's look at his IMDb because I'm telling you, every single one of these movies is the frickin' Stain. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Let's see. All right, let's go back. Okay, so the working man, beekeeper, even what his character in Expendables, the wrath of a man. You know what I mean? The mechanic, just spy. Like every movie this guy is in, the ones that you could think of, that you're just like, this dude. It's crazy because you're watching the movie and like I think we can all write a Jason Statham movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like an improv game where you would go, all right, pick a profession. Let's do it right now. We're gonna write a Jason Statham movie. Okay, let's pick a profession, chat. So Jason Statham is a what? He is the manager at Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, he a manager at Dunkin' Donuts. He just got there. He's not even the manager, actually. He would never be the manager. He's like the janitor because he's low key, because he's an ex-Green Beret for the British Empire or whatever, and he just want to lay low. The owner of this Dunkin' Donuts is like an old man that he's befriended, And then some local mobsters are shaking down all the businesses in the area. And while Jason Statham is at lunch, they come and they shake down this old man and they put him in the hospital to get the money. Jason Statham finds out about this and he hunts them all down and kills them all. Donut Man. That'd be the name of the movie. Somebody said he's the host of the Golden Hour. Okay, Jason Statham. He's the third host of the Golden Hour. One of the hosts moved to Austin, and now it's Jason Statham. He wants to get in. He's an ex-military, and he wants to get into podcasting. And he befriends these two comedians, and he's like in there with them. And we're like, we like this guy. You know what I mean? He's like the new Chin, and he's over there just like, doing research for us, right? So then, the building that we're in, the local mafia owns this building and they're selling drugs out of one of the other studios, okay? And we get whiffed of it, they come over and they harass us, okay? And they beat me up, right? They break my arm and they punch Chris. Chris and I are both in the hospital, okay? And then Jason Statham comes and he says, "Who did this to you guys?" And we're like, "I don't know, man." And then he goes and he kills them all. And the movie's called The Podcast Man. That would be a Jason Statham movie. So it don't matter what he's in, what he does. This dude always delivers. Do you hear what I'm saying? He always delivers. I'm giving it 5 woo-woos. That's it. I did it. I'm giving it 5 woo-woos. Hell yeah to Jason Statham. The Working Man. Totally worth seeing. Because you know what? You're going to have a good time. Like, you're going to watch the whole movie and be like, okay, I knew what was going to happen. But you're like, you know what? I liked it. So, there you go. The Working Man. What was the other movie? So I did The Working Man. Let me make sure I got all the movies I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I wanted to talk about The Working Man, Ballerina, MurderBot. Okay, now, I just briefly want to talk about the new season of Andor. Is anybody watching this? Y'all watching Andor? I gotta tell y'all, I'm bored out of my mind. I mean, I've tried. I don't know how many episodes are out. I've tried. Listen to me. I'm trying my best. And I just, it's so boring. I can't. I can't. So I'm going to finish it, Maybe it'll get it together. You know what I just realized? That this guy in this movie is in the Star Wars movie Rogue One. Is it the same character? Is this like a prequel to Rogue One? It better be, right? Because it's the same universe. I think that it is. I don't know. I don't remember. I almost want to watch Rogue One to be like, is this the same dude? But I just wanted to throw that out there. I wanted to ask people, have you been watching Andor, and what do you think of it? Somebody said, the last half of the second season is amazing. See, that's what happened in the first season. The first season, the first 4 episodes, I couldn't deal with it. I was like, this is boring as hell. But then it just, I don't know what happened. It just clicked. And I was like, oh, this is great. And I couldn't wait for this season. I almost want to go back and watch. I almost want to watch season 1 just to see did I miss something? I don't know. Like, because I don't even know what's happening. Like, I literally don't know what's happening. But one thing I will say for Andor that I like is that they're giving some life to, like, what the Empire is. You know? This sort of, like, weird universe of, you know, senators, and you have this emperor, and this is how they lived, and how they, like, you know, it's like living in some police state. So I do enjoy that. I enjoy that, like, that part of it, because I'm a nerd like that, you know? But, oh, you know what other point I wanted to make about Ballerina? Let me just go back real quick. So let's say this is now 5 John Wick movies, really. Because he's in this. You know, they try to get him, too, in the middle of this, like, at the end of this movie. And he John Wick in it, you know? This is the first time, I think, in 5 John Wick movies, spoiler, where somebody finally says, I'm just going to paraphrase. I said this in my letterbox. I just going to paraphrase. Finally, one of these henchmen goes, I mean, should we sit this one out? That's John Wick. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. If I was working for some organization like this, and you're talking about this feared hitman that they call the Baba Yaga, the boogeyman, and everybody's afraid of this dude, and he's here killing everybody, I'm out. You hear what I'm saying? I'm out. Bye, John Wick. You know what I'm saying? After you see like 6 of your fucking coworkers die. 6 of your coworkers die. John Wick beating up 6 of them. You know what I mean? And you're just ready to get into... Why would you... I'd be like, you know what? Ha! Listen. They don't even got dental. So I'm a sit this one out, John. You know what I mean? Do you, brother. Putting my gun down. I'm clocking out. So, yeah. Good luck. You know what I mean? I wish you wouldn't have killed all these... But, you know, they kind of assholes. But, you know what I'm saying? Good luck, brother. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, why would you... So this is the first time somebody said those words. Somebody said, I'm providing him snacks. Hell yeah. Imagine you a part, just think about that. You a part of some henchmen. There's 50 of you. Okay? Because there's always so many of them, right? There's 50 henchmen. So let's say it's Monday. You weren't on the job that day. You someplace else in the organization. And you get word, like you sitting there and they go, yeah, it's Tuesday now. And you go, somebody's like, yeah, yesterday, you know, the boogeyman, John Wick, Baba Yaga. Hey, this dude, he killed like 25 of our dudes. I'm sitting in the break room like, huh, he did? And then like, in comes the boss guy. Okay, you guys go get John Wick. I'm gonna be like, can we talk to John? You know what I'm saying? Can we talk to this dude? Maybe. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. just stupid. You know what I mean? Somebody said, you Ubering him there? Yeah, I'd be like, hey man, you need a ride? It's just, that's the part that's just ridiculous. It's hard to suspend your disbelief when you put yourself in the mind of the henchman. I don't know why they do it. But anyways. Ooh, I like this. We'll end the podcast with this, y'all. Jason Statham versus John Wick. Whew. That's a good fight right there, huh? I don't know. You know what? The John Wick universe is set up so beautifully. Who could beat John Wick, man? I think I would take John Wick all day, every day, right? Let's put that in the chat. Who can mess with John Wick? Of all the fake, maybe the accountant, you know what I mean? Maybe Ben Affleck's accountant and John Wick, that'd be a good match, oof, that might be good, right? Who else? I think Jack Reacher. I mean, you know what I mean? I love Tom Cruise. Or Ethan Hunt. You know what I mean? Ethan Hunt versus John Wick, who's going to win? That's a tough one right there, right? Woo! I don't know. That'd be a great movie. Great. It's like Aliens and Predator. Can we get like Ethan Hunt, it's like, and John Wick, they team up? That'd be a nice team up. Like the Marvel Universe. You got Thor and Captain America finally coming together. Somebody said MacGruber. No, what's his name from Taken? John Wick would beat his ass, right? There's certain like action stars. John Wick, I'm sorry. John Wick is. I'm sorry, the Taken dude. I'm sorry. I have a special set of skills, and John Wick just fucking shoots him in the head. You're done. Yeah, I think that'd be a good fight. I think the tops, it's like Jason Statham, just pick a movie, and then Ethan Hunt. I like Jack Reacher too. I think Ethan, Jack Reacher, they would give John Wick a run for his money, but I still think John Wick wins. That's another thing I loved too in this Ballerina, because of course they have a fight. John Wick is like, look, you need to stop. Okay, it's great. It's actually great. But anyways, guys, I gotta go. Thanks for watching Riffin with Griffin. Make sure you sub to the podcast so you know when I'm going live. This is a super early episode this week, because I'm not going to be able to do it on Wednesday, so I did it now. So it's the whole week. Make sure you spread the word, Freddy Krueger. Come on, guys. We're talking about, Anyways. This guy's stupid. Hit me on Twitch. I'm on Twitch all the time. I might even Twitch tonight before I go to bed, because I'm leaving in the morning, but we'll see. And you Patreon people, I'm gonna make a point of making some content while I'm out of town this week, so you know where I'm at, what I'm doing for the Patreon episode, just for some Patreon content. But I appreciate you guys for watching the show. Yeah, I can't thank you enough. Audio people, thanks for listening. Truck drivers, like I said, go to trade school or something, because they coming for your job, guys, and I hate it. But thank you for listening. All right, all you video folks, thank you. You guys are great, and I will see you next week. Yeah. Peace.